Tom and Sally made one of the biggest financial mistakes of their life. They retired, they moved from the northeastern part of the country down to Florida. They failed to read the journals that said that Florida was one of the most expensive states to live in the nation. Cost of living in Florida is something to reckon with before you buy your home. I don't want you to make the same mistakes, so today I'm going to offer you 14 cost of living suggestions that you consider as you shop out and plan for your next move. Five years ago when Tom and Sally moved down here, they were absolutely attracted by the low cost of housing. They've appreciated because this COVID increase in housing market has raised the price of houses by about 29% in the last 24 to 30 months. But the reality is they've now realized that the cost of living has driven them to the point where they're asking me to help them find a smaller home because they can save about $1,000 a month by moving out of where they have lived for 5 years, moving into this other place. I have some great suggestions for you. Among the 14, I guarantee you, if you'll listen and apply these, you will save money. And when you move to Florida, you'll be ready to learn the easy way because of the mistakes from my friends Tom and Sally. Point number one, you're going to have home expenses, whether it's electric, natural gas, propane, or solar. You're going to get a monthly bill. I get a bill from the county. Manatee County Utility comes every month. It covers my trash pickup, my recycling, my water, and my sewer. It costs me about $70 every single month. My Spectrum TV covers my Wi-Fi and my TV. For $123 a month, that's reasonable, but here's where you get to look into your HOA. Some HOA, Homeowners Association, covers your TV and your Wi-Fi, something very, very important to shop out when you're shopping your home. In Florida, I guarantee you're either gonna have a private pool, a public pool, or no pool at all. Now, if you have a private pool, you're going to have to determine, you're going to take care of it yourself, or you're going to pay someone to do it. To pay someone to do it's going to cost you about $80 to $90 a month. They say that saline, saltwater pools are a little bit less expensive than chlorinated pools. If you take care of your own pool, it's going to cost you about 1/4 of the expense of paying someone else to do it. Your lawn care is going to cost you somewhere between $125 to $200 a month. And that depends on the size of your lot and what you have for shrubbery beds and what's included on their annual cleanup fees. Cities and towns in Florida are quite spread out, so you're probably going to need a car. The only exception would be if you go to the Villages, which is the #1 retirement center in the country today. You may not need a car, but you're probably going to have a car. Fortunately, when you go to gasbuddy.com, you'll find that the Florida gas prices are comparable to most places in the United States. You can go to that gasbuddy.com site and find out what is the price per gallon estimate for your particular area. Number 4, food and staple products. The average cost of groceries in the United States is about $350 per person per month. Number 5, salaries and wages. Now here's something you need to pay attention. Florida salaries are much lower than the national average. If you come from New York, New England, somewhere up in that area, you're going to be saying, whoa. Now, you may be fortunate enough to keep your out-of-state salary, which will be a great bonus benefit to you, but you need to make sure that you check on the convenience rule state tax. A convenience rule state tax requires that an employee pay state income tax based not on where they live, but on where their employer is based. Very important resource for you to check out is glassdoor.com. You can type in your job type that interests you the most, and they'll give you a very good idea of what to expect for a salary or an hourly wage based on that job. We know that the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour as of July of 2022. But the current minimum wage in the state of Florida is $10 per hour, but there's such a shortage of labor in the state of Florida that they're giving bonuses for people and paying more than the minimum wage. Many of the salaries are based on $12 to $15 an hour, even if you work at McDonald's. If you choose not to have a private home and pay a mortgage on, you're going to have to rent. And I'm telling you, rental prices have skyrocketed in the last 2 years here in Florida. Miami has been ranked as the most expensive place to live in America, according to Realtor.com. The average price per month in Miami is $2,930 per month. That puts it at the same outrageous price as San Francisco. Now, if you look at the CBS News, the national average rental increase was 24% in the year 2019, but in Orlando, rent increased 34%, Tampa increased 53%, Miami increased 61%. Thank goodness Sarasota is on the other side of the peninsula in the state of Florida, but it has not escaped the outrageous rental price increase. Remember this. If you're shying away from buying a home because of the interest rate, if you are renting, my friend, you are paying 100% interest because you're getting nothing for your rental. Every single month you give to the landlord, he gains, you lose. 3 sources you may want to consider: apartments.com, Zillow, and Airbnb. These will serve you better and lower your expenditures as compared to working with a rental company, which will usually charge you 1 month rent to help you find a place to rent. Don't pay for something that you can get for nothing. Number 7, home insurance. CBS 12 produced an article entitled "Rising Costs of Home Insurance in Florida," which declared that the average homeowner's insurance was $3,600 a year, the most expensive in the United States, which begs the question, why? Well, here's a very simple answer. Florida is susceptible to hurricanes, high winds, flooding, and sometimes occasional tornadoes. You're going to have to pay home insurance when you go through hurricanes like Ian just came through here. You're going to realize you just should never try to skimp on insurance. Insurance for what you pay is going to pay you back 100 times over. Number 8, real estate and home sales. Much to the chagrin of the long-term residents of Florida, Florida is no longer known as the cheapest real estate in the nation. Homes have increased by 30 to 50% of what they were 5 years ago. You've got to come expecting to pay higher rates. And there is a market correction that's going on right now as I make this video. So keep your eye peeled, keep your ears tuned in to the changing trends in the real estate market. Housing costs are coming down. If you're a buyer, now's a perfect time to be educating yourself, get your pre-mortgage approval, talk to your good lender, get yourself a good realtor, and be ready to make a move because it's coming your way. I'm talking like tens of thousands of dollars in your favor every single 30 days. Realtor.com, according to March 2022, said that the average cost of a home in America was $404,000. But the average price in Florida was $411,000. So you've got some increases. It's now on a national average, different than it used to be, but still very reasonable. Property tax, you're going to pay 1% of the total value of your home in real estate tax. You're also going to get a homestead exemption law, which is going to be in your favor. The homestead exemption states that the value of your home on the appraised value is going to be dropped by $50,000, and you're going to pay income tax, or you're going to pay tax on that as though it were $50,000 lower than the tax assessed price. A very high incentive and much appreciated by the residents of the state of Florida. Car insurance. Car insurance in Florida is costly. You can go to Wallet Hub and find estimates as to what insurance is going to be. The annual average auto insurance is going to be around $3,200 a year for full coverage. And that's going to compare the national average to about $2,000 a year. So get ready. Childcare is point number 11. If you have children, they're the most precious cargo we carry through life. The Economic Policy Institute informs us that the average annual cost of infant care in Florida is about $9,200 a year. If you're from New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, California, that's not going to shake you at all. You're used to paying those numbers. But if you're coming from another state, you better be aware of the fact that it might cost you more to put your kids in a safe place while you're working as a secondary income, or if you're a single parent. Just be aware, childcare is costly. Point number 12, health insurance. Florida is not known as having great statewide health care, but Florida is known in the major centers like Tampa, Orlando, Sarasota as having great, outstanding medical care. Tampa is very, very well known. I'm talking like tops in the nation for orthopedic and cardiac. Sarasota Memorial Hospital, according to U.S. News and World Report, was rated as among the top 10 best hospitals in the country. Keep that in mind. If you got some health issues or anticipate that you might as you age, Tampa and Sarasota have big advantages in terms of health care. One resource for you to research is on healthcare.gov. It gives an opportunity for you to look at plans and price options that are available to the various zip codes in the state. 13th cost of living is the physical fitness. Now, some people put an emphasis on going to the gym, and some say, I don't want to spend any money on the gym. I can just go out when it's 75 degrees in the morning and I can walk 1 mile, 2 miles. I can do some calisthenics in my garage or in my air-conditioned home. But if you choose to go to a physical fitness, one of the things that's based on supply and demand economics is that Florida has an outrageous high number of physical fitness centers. So the cost is very, very low. You can go to Planet Fitness, join the gym for as little as $10 a month. Fun of all, cost of living, you don't have to spend anything on restaurants. But one of the benefits of having a lot of restaurants is, again, supply and demand. There are tons and tons of places to eat out in the state of Florida. You can easily pay $150 a meal at a restaurant per person, or you can go someplace and enjoy a waterfront for $19.99. For shrimp scampi is about $36 a plate. And I can give you all kinds of information on that. Now, here are some 14 basic costs of living. You may have some questions. You may have some comments. Please reach out to me. Would you hit that subscribe button? Would you make a comment? Would you share it? Would you give me a call at 908-240-8801? I'm looking forward to helping you make your next move. Cost of living should not deter you from living in one of the nicest places to live in the entire country, my friend. Gulf Premier Sarasota. Give me a call.